Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on Retail Redeveloped. My name is Adam Williams, and I'm here for a short-form podcast. And the subject of this podcast is called The Battle of the U.S. Retail Giants. Now, I have little kids, so I like to think of this as the Transformers, Autobots versus Decepticons. I'll let you choose which one's the good guys and which one's the bad guys. Not really important. We're going to talk about a few things here specifically as we talk about the battle of these two giants. One is an escalating delivery arms race between these two giants. The second is how the grocery market is shifting and snowballing in a big way. Number third is that e-commerce is just now reaching a point where it's starting to mature, and we're starting to be able to get good data on how fast it's escalating, what people are buying what online, how they're buying it, where they're getting it, what they like to buy online, what they don't like to buy online, things like that. And we're going to talk about how these giants are leaning on their digital ecosystems. Now, you could argue that the national U.S. online grocery war began on June 16th, 2017. That's when Amazon made a bid to purchase Whole Foods for $13.4 billion. Now, before this bid, Amazon's food and grocery initiatives were exciting, but didn't have a tremendous amount of consumer adoption. Now, the U.S. e-commerce grocery market is about 10% of the entire e-commerce pie, and grocery is only about 3% done online by U.S. consumers. So it's something that's starting to happen, but it's not a massive piece of the pie. Now, e-commerce as a whole is just starting to gain maturity in the U.S., but shopping habits in grocery always change at a snail's pace. People's habits die hard. Everybody has their own grocery store, their neighborhood grocery store. They're used to going in there and touching and feeling the produce and things like that. Now, in 2017, 35% of the dollars of U.S. consumers spent on retail was on food and grocery. Think about how big of a pie that is. 35% is a large percentage of Americans' wallets, and the two retail giants, Walmart and Amazon, are taking aim. Now, something to think about is Walmart is coming after Amazon's game, which is fast shipping for everything to your door, cheap, like as cheap as possible. Now, food is an area where Amazon has major ambitions, and Walmart has long dominated it. Amazon's food sales and offerings are still trivial compared to Walmart's. Amazon's estimated grocery revenue is $20 billion, which sounds like a lot until you compare it to Walmart's $270 billion. Now, Walmart's lead in food over Amazon might be as insurmountable as Amazon's online lead over Walmart, but we think it's starting to change a little bit. Now, the general merchandising giants like Walmart and Target have been winners so far this year in a retail market that's certainly had its ups and downs as they compete against Amazon. In the first quarter of 2019, both Walmart and Target made gains in online and in-store sales, and both have relied on their store base as an advantage over Amazon. These store bases act as a physical node where people can come up, get deliveries, and pick things up. Now, here's some good stats. Amazon's physical store sales, consisting mainly of its Whole Foods locations, rose just 1%, though that number is 6% with digital sales included. Now, at 16.6%, Amazon's sales growth in North America in Q1 would have been solid for any normal retailer. However, it represented a significant slowdown from growth of more than 46% a year ago. Now, put that against Walmart. E-commerce was up 40% from 2018. Revenue of $128.03 billion. For a long time, Amazon was the only real player in the game. Now it's having to share the field with an increasing lineup of formidable rivals. This is from Global Data Retail Managing Director Neil Saunders commenting at a keynote event in April. Now, customers are still favoring physical grocery stores, and Amazon will significantly need to expand its store base and distribution capability if it wants to be anything more than a niche food retailer. Now, think about this. Walmart continues to leverage its massive store base and top-notch supply chain, which supports its more than 5,300 U.S. stores. Now, to give you a comparison, there are 500 Whole Foods compared to 5,300 Walmarts. You would have to buy both Kroger and Albertsons, which are the two biggest grocery chains in the United States at 2,800 stores and 2,269 stores, respectively, just to compete with Walmart's gross sales. And even for a company as profitable as Amazon, the thought of buying both Kroger and Albertsons after buying Whole Foods is a pretty daunting task. Now, to give you an idea of how these giants are really slugging it out, Amazon leans a lot on its digital ecosystem, devices, media content, advertising, cloud services to support the company financially. Walmart recently announced it switched their entire cloud operation to Microsoft Azure and Office 365, and Microsoft is Amazon's primary competitor in the cloud computing industry. Walmart reportedly has plans to transform its Voodoo subsidiary, not exactly a household name yet, to an online movie streaming service into a legitimate Amazon Prime Video competitor. Now, is it smart for Walmart to try to get on Amazon's turf like that? Yet to be seen. Now, those with differentiated product categories like dollar stores or really specific niche business models like Best Buy and Costco are safer. But for many other retailers, the best strategy might be to try to stay out of the way of this big battle between Amazon and Walmart. Hope you've enjoyed this short-form podcast today on Retail Redeveloped. Once again, my name is Adam Williams, and I really appreciate you listening. Thank you.